Beleza, gente? Eu tô aqui com o Elvis, que é brasileiro, que mora aqui na Dinamarca.
E aí, pessoal?
Ele tem um canal no YouTube sobre a Dinamarca, muito bacana, muitas informações muito legais. Depois eu vou falar disso no final do vídeo, como se chama o canal. E a gente vai fazer uma entrevista em inglês, que esse canal é de inglês. E eu não vou fazer uma tradução em português, então é para vocês tentarem entender em inglês. Eu vou colocar as legendas, como sempre, de tudo que ele fala, de tudo que eu falo, e as palavras novas eu vou colocar nas legendas também. A tradução em português. Então, para quem já fez todos os vídeos, todas as aulas, vai poder seguir essa entrevista. Eu vou dar uma ajuda, né, nas legendas e tudo, e vocês vão tentar, tá bom? Vamos começar com a entrevista? Elvis, skal vi starte?
Ja, det kan vi godt.
Okay, godt. Så hvad hedder du?
Jeg hedder Elvis. Jeg har boet i Danmark i cirka 2 år.
Okay. Ja,
og
godt.
jeg har også en kæreste her i Danmark. Jeg har også et arbejde, hvor jeg er uddannet i datalogi.
Oh, wow. Det lyder godt.
Ja, det er lidt spændende.
Are you understanding? Did you understand it all? Vocês entenderam tudo? A gente não falou inglês, né? Não. A gente falou dinamarquês. Que Elvis fala muito bem o dinamarquês também.
Obrigado.
Mas vamos falar inglês, então, para vocês entenderem, tá? Blá, blá, blá. Blá, blá.
Blá, blá, blá.
Blá, blá, blá.
Blá, blá.
Blá, blá, blá. Blá.
Blá.
So, I'm gonna start. What's your name?
I'm Elvis.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
Where exactly?
I'm from Minas Gerais.
Oh, cool.
I am from Belo Horizonte. Actually, I'm from a small city in the greater Belo Horizonte. How do you call it? Like
area, metropolitan area.
Metropolitan area. Of
Nice.
Belo
Okay.
Horizonte, yeah.
And how long have you been in Denmark? How long have you been living in Denmark?
I've been living in Denmark for 2 years, a bit more than 2 years.
Okay. And so you speak Portuguese, English, and Danish,
English
correct?
And Danish and a bit of Spanish.
A bit of Spanish, okay. Yeah. And in your day-to-day life, do you speak more Danish or more English?
More Danish, I would say. It's mostly Danish. Yes.
Okay, so you don't speak that much English?
I do speak sometimes at work whenever we have important meetings, things that we have to make sure that we express ourselves correctly.
Yes.
It has to be and then I would prefer using English.
Is your English better than your Danish?
Yes. I would say it's better because I've been speaking English for some years. So I mean, I would say that at least the fluency, and at least more jokes and yeah.
How would you assess your level of English? Like if 100 is native speaker and what are you?
I cannot say that I'm a native speaker, but I would say that I have a
from zero to 100. If you have to put a number,
probably 80, 85.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah. And your Danish? Your Danish level?
Oh, my Danish level, probably 60.
60. Cool. And your Portuguese level?
50.
Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, so tell me maybe how you learned English. How did you learn English?
Well, English with me, I went to a school.
You went to a school?
Yeah. I went to a CCAA. You know it? CCAA?
No.
It used to be a big school, one of the biggest schools for learning English in Brazil.
Okay.
And but aside from that, I've always been really interested in English.
Yeah.
So I've always watched movies and music. I've always been fascinated by American movies and series, and also I listened to a lot of music.
Yeah.
And rap. So
okay.
I've
Rap.
always been really.
What kind of rap?
Eminem, for example, 50 Cent. And
so do you get the lyrics? Do you understand what they sing about? Some rap songs are not easy to understand.
It's not. But if I really concentrate, I cannot say that I understand 100%. But I have probably, if they rap really fast, probably 90% I can understand if I really concentrate.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you had English in the course.
Yeah.
How many years was that?
It was 6 years.
6 years?
6 years.
And were you fluent after that?
Yes. I would say that. I mean, I could be. I mean, in the class we talked a lot, so the teachers they really emphasized that we talked a lot and everything. So I was able to have a fair conversation.
Oh, that's good. That's good
in English.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you learn Danish?
Danish. Okay, well, with Danish, I started learning after I met my girlfriend, because when I met her, I was still in Brazil, and I started to.
You met her in Brazil.
I met her in Brazil. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I came to Denmark, and I heard the language for the first time, and I wanted to. And I fell in love with the language because I it was so different from Portuguese and from English that I wanted to to be a part of it. So and I started with Duolingo. It's an application, an
Duolingo,
app.
Yeah.
And after I moved to them, and then I started with the Duolingo for about 6 months. I used other methods to be a bit better, such as listening to kind of the same things I did with the English, which was listening to music, and song and movies, and it helped me a lot.
Okay.
And after I moved to Denmark, I went to a proper Danish school, which I'm still in.
But you were already at a good level before going to the Danish school in Denmark.
Well, I was not that good. I mean, I could understand and communicate. It was, it was really primitive. But I could get a sense of what people was talking about. And I could find a way. It was not perfect, but
And then when you came to Denmark, I guess you started speaking Danish more?
Yes, when I came to Denmark, it's a bit hard to speak Danish in Denmark if you're a foreigner, right? Because people tend to speak English with you. But I tried really hard to speak Danish with them. And something interesting and that people do not realize is, I know a lot of people they tend to think that you have a Danish girlfriend, so you speak Danish with her, and it's not the case with my girlfriend Henriette. She was one of the latest persons I started speaking Danish with.
But now you speak Danish.
Now we speak Danish
all the time.
All the time. I mean, 90%. We are getting better. We are really getting better. It's really hard to change the language you have been speaking with someone so close for a long time. So it's really hard. So So we are on the way. Our goal is 99% Danish.
And would you say that Danish has been more difficult or easier than English for you to learn?
That's a difficult question.
You are, in my opinion, at a very good level in Danish in 2 years. We have had long conversations today before we started filming about a lot of political stuff, cultural stuff, and he's really good. He's really good in 2 years. So to me, it seems like Danish for you was not that difficult.
Yeah, well, I can say that it was.
Even though Danish is very difficult, I'm a Danish teacher, and I know how it is really difficult for most people.
Well, okay, I can say that it was kind of the same level.
Okay.
Because I already had a lot of techniques that I learned when I was learning Danish and English that I applied to Danish. So for me, it was, I had a lot of tricks to motivate myself to learn Danish, to speak it, So I had a lot of stuff that helped me on the way. So, if I was going to, give from 0 to 10 to both, I would say that English was probably 7. And
on like how difficult it was?
How difficult, being 10 being the most difficult.
Okay.
I would say that English was 7 and Danish was 8 probably, or 7.5.
but you made it. And you are of course still improving, but you are still at a very good level.
Exactly.
Already at a very good level. And you just speak. You just speak without fear of making mistakes, for example.
Yeah, but I think it's one thing that most people don't get, Mick, is that whenever they start learning a new language, and this is really important, they feel afraid of coming out and saying something wrong, and being wrong. And this is so silly because, in life, we commit mistakes all the time. Yeah. It's more making mistakes than getting things right. So with language, it's the same thing. You just gotta keep trying, because you just need to succeed once, and from that time, you get motivation to keep pushing forward. Right.
Exactly.
So I believe that the hardest thing is to get out is to get the fear out of you, you know, and say that I can do this. This is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do. And you know, I applied this principle to Danish, and I think it also improved my performance level. I mean, how fast I could learn the language, and this is really important. So if you are learning English with Mick, you know, and he asks you to ask him stuff through the camera, I know that, you know, for you might think, oh, well, I'm talking to the camera and into the screen. It's not, because you are doing a great job for yourself and for your learning process. So just keep doing that. And as Mick says, you know, the most important thing is to talk, you know, keep talking, because that's what gets you going.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.